starting lineup for your Perth Glory! We're in the shit! This is what happens when we get hot tonight. Come on, Glory fans, let's cheer for every Glory in the starting lineup. Number 33, Liam Reilly! Sponsored by Glory. Number 2, Alex Grant. Number 4, Gregory Woodridge. Number 5, Ivan French. Sponsored by Sexy Fine. Number 8, James Meriden. Sponsored by Sexy Video. Number 9, Bruno Number 16, Thomas Marcha. Number 17, the captain, Diego Castro. Sponsored by National Storage. Number 19, Chris Economy. Sponsored by White Jury. Number 27, Hyundai. Sponsored by Hyundai. And number 88, Neil Kilkenny. Sponsored by Perth. And the Suns tonight, number 1, Tendo Malabi. Number 3, Jacob Trapt. Number 7, Joel Kinetti. Sponsored by West Coast Workers. Number 12, Soo Yeon Kim. Number 18, Nick D'Agostino. Number 20, Jake Rimmer. Sponsored by Outside Sports. And number 28, Gabriel Popovich. And the coach is Tony Popovich. Come on, Glory! Come on, Glory fans, let's go wild! Just 5 minutes to get off.
Hello and welcome to the West for round 10 Hyundai A-League action. Perth Glory hit the reset button on their season with a terrific victory over Melbourne City, and last season's premiers are certainly capable of going on a run and charging up the table. And it's not exactly the distance derby, but Western Sydney have done plenty of wandering. They arrive in Perth after a trip to Wellington under plenty of pressure to end a 4-match losing streak. From HBF Park in Perth, it is the Glory and Western Sydney Wanderers, and it is stifling heat over here in the west, in the middle of a run of 4 consecutive days over 40 degrees, and it's certainly going to be tough conditions out there for the players and spectators alike. As both teams head out onto the park, and they've had some great battles in recent times. 3 matches, of course, last season. There was one here at HBF Park in round 13 that finished 4-3, which was quite remarkable. Bruno Fornaroli wasn't in Glory colours at that time, but he'll be hoping to have a significant say tonight after, of course, scoring against his former club last week. And there you have it. You can see the conditions that we've got in Perth for the match tonight. Kickoff, still 36 degrees it is in Perth. It was a maximum of 41 earlier on today, and it has been sweltering for the last couple of days. The Glory speaking during the week that they think that the conditions should help them, given that they train in those sorts of conditions more often than what Western Sydney would. Let's have a look at the lineups, and Tony Popovich believes he's found a winning formula, so no changes to his side after their impressive win over Melbourne City. Nick D'Agostino is added to the bench for tonight's clash, and a win at home is exactly what Perth are chasing after losses to the Mariners and Sky Blues in their last 2 here at HBF Park. And for Western Sydney, Marcus Babbel has made several changes as he tries to turn the side around. The big loss, though, is experienced keeper Daniel Lopar, who is out due to illness, with Nick Suman taking the gloves. 2 further defensive changes with Dylan McGowan and Daniel Wilmering dropping back to the bench. Tarek Elrich makes his first appearance since round 1, with Patrick Ziegler replacing McGowan in the centre of defence. Georgievski will play left back, and Elrich will slot into the right back position. Chris Economides, who's got 2 goals so far this season, and is of course a former Wanderer. He played 10 times for Western Sydney on his return from Italy in the 2017-18 season before arriving at the Glory last year. And as mentioned, big job for Nick Suman tonight between the sticks. Daniel Lopar falling ill. He's back at the hotel, so no cover for the Wanderers. Vedran Janjetovic, of course, out with a long-term injury at the moment. His 5th appearance, Nick Suman, for the 19-year-old. And Tony Popovich, well, he's certainly a legend in Wonderland after leading them to a premiership, but also to Asian Champions League glory. He's now got an eye on the Champions League with his new side, with the draw revealed during the week for Perth. Taking on Shanghai Shenhua and also Hyundai. Possibly see Tokyo as well if they qualify through. They turn their attention, of course, to tonight. Marcus Babbel, man who has been under pressure, significant pressure this week after a great start to the season for Western Sydney. Has not gone their way. Winless in their last 5, a draw, and then 4 consecutive losses for his side. And has swung a couple of changes for tonight, as mentioned. I'll be hoping for a different result. Liam Reddy, plenty of experience there, as opposed to Suman at the other end. We are set to get underway. We're off in Perth. HBF Park, round 10, Hyundai A-League action. The Perth Glory and Western Sydney Wanderers in extreme heat, which it has been over the last couple of days for Jamie Harnwell. Jamie, you had to wear the suit downstairs. It certainly is warm.
It is. It's a typical Perth summer. It's come a little bit earlier than it probably usually does. Brings back memories of when it was the old Perth Oval and playing at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon in this type of weather. But it will certainly alter the game plan. You would have to think for both sides. Will take the time to reset at each set piece. Will keep the ball for longer periods of time when they're able to. Might be a little bit slower, but it'll also hopefully contribute to a few more goals.
I think everyone thankful for the 7:15 kickoff this evening rather than an earlier afternoon fixture. Set to have a couple of hydration breaks, as they're called, during the match. One in the first and one in the second half as well. players can just take on a little bit of extra water through the match. Early chance here as that one is slid through. Yeboah tried to chip it over the top of Reddy, couldn't do so. That one skids off the corner. Very, very nearly for Western Sydney.
Oh, wonderful little move from Western Sydney Wanderers. It's a great little turn to play in. Yeboah and Duke with the curling effort. Gloria got all their players back in. It was that ball in the first place that had caused problems. Beautifully weighted. Reddy was out quickly. Trying to curl into that far corner and just hitting the absolute apex of crossbar and post.
What a start that would have been for the Wanderers. And love an early goal here to get last season's premiers on the back foot. Castro to get that one through to Economides, who's on the burst, and he goes down in the area, but that one waved away pretty quickly by referee Alex King.
It's a good positive run by Economides. Hasn't quite hit the heights of last season yet, and it interrupted pre-season. That's the sort of players he'll take players on. He'll drive at them. It will be difficult, and German will have to stay on his toes.
Economides with the shoulder injury in the latter parts of last season, able to get back to play in the finals, but shoulder surgery in the off-season certainly delayed his preparations. Someone's lifted over the top. Grant just trying to use his size to allow that one to roll over the line, so it will be a goal kick for the Glory.
He just did enough, didn't he? Alex Grant continued to walk back and knew that Kamau would have the pace on him if he didn't get a little bit of body contact on him.
As I mentioned in the pre-game, Jamie, they did keep a clean sheet last week, Perth, so something they'll be pretty pleased with. Conceded all that many goals this season, but they haven't scored at the same rate as they did in last season's campaign.
No, it's something that we always expect from Tony Popovich's teams, as well as to have that defensive base. I think for any team that wants to compete and win in any league, needs to be defending well.
This one headed down well by Franjic, and it will be a corner for the Perth Glory. See the bench there for the Western Sydney Wanderers. No Daniel Lopar, so no cover on the bench. Dylan McGowan dropping back onto the bench this week as well. Ziegler into the starting lineup for Marcus Babbel. So a corner for the Glory. Kilkenny to send it in. They were rising. It was Grant that threw himself at it. Trying to use that size again just to bust his way through the middle.
Mitchell Duke did very well as a defender, tracking back Grant as he threw himself at that ball. Just did enough to put him off. And such a threat, Perth Glory, from set pieces, aren't they? Well, they should be. Some real size and ability in the air. Angela header last week. First real reward they've had from such a situation.
Yeah, they had struggled to score from set pieces so far this season, up until last week, as you mentioned, Jamie. Marcus Babbel, a little bit lighter in the hip pocket this week. He says he's going to try and stay a little bit calmer. I don't think the final will worry him too much, but he's trying to keep a little bit of a cooler head. He's clearly been frustrated of late with a few decisions that haven't gone their way.
I think he's probably had every right to be frustrated, and there's probably a few other coaches in the same boat. I think game today, the victory was another point of that, but there's little that can be done by the coaches. For Babbel, he just needs to make sure his players are focused.
Given away there by Reddy. To the groans of the crowd here at HBF Park. Talking about Marcus Babbel, that pressure certainly has built. I think, given the great start they had to the season, we've seen that slip away. They're trying to turn their fortunes around.
Well, they are, and it's a difficult thing to rebuild after going so well. And as we said in the pre-game as well, the Wanderers are probably playing better football now than they were at the start of the season. When you're coming across to last year's premiers, it's a difficult place to come.
Franjic just to take it on. Took a touch there. Economides flicked it on, but Suman was waiting. And the young goalkeeper able to deny Chris Economides at the near post.
Well, the little deflection probably helped the ball reach Economides, but hindered him in terms of trying to generate power and direction in the header. Nice little move from Perth goalie. Economides featuring again, which I'm sure Tony Popovich will be pleased with.
Soon will be pleased to have been there for that one. Early touch just to settle in. It is his 5th A-League match, but to get the late call-up like that, something you're not expecting, you have to get in the mindset nice and quickly.
Well, you do. I'm guessing that they would have known probably this morning that there was a chance that Lopar wouldn't have made it. Still having to get yourself ready. In some ways it's better, especially as a young player. You don't have that thought of the flight across from Sydney and dwelling on it the whole time. It's a big job for him to do tonight, especially considering how well that Lopar has been playing.
It's been one of the standouts, Lopar, this season. There's Castro, ahead of the path of Franjic, but too much on that cross. Economides was making a run towards the back post, but just hit it too hard. Did Ivan Franjic?
It was a link-up play between Castro and Fornaroli that created that. We continue to talk and speculate on how that relationship will blossom, how they'll complement each other. Just a little flick from Castro, the layoff from Fornaroli, who turns to get in the box. Shows how it is starting to bear fruit.
Certainly have taken a while to gel. Haven't been as dominant this season, Perth, as they were, of course, last campaign. They jumped out of the blocks. Slow start this season. Found themselves on the bottom of the table quite remarkably just a couple of weeks ago. Nice run here from Vutric. And then able to find Castro as well, out on the left-hand side, who wants to attack Georgievski. Suman able to make the save. He could have gone anywhere as it deflected away. And Perth creating some chances.
It's a good run forwards from Vutric, not afraid to step in with the ball, very comfortable. And as Castro cut in, it was a good strike. Suman with a strong hand. He had to get some power to push that away from the oncoming Glory strikers, and he did.
Merchula lifted over the top. Mitch again. I thought he was clipped by Duke, and then a pretty heavy collision. And it will go the Wanderers' way as they try and release Kamau. At the right-hand side, Grant doing everything to try and chase him down. Kamau certainly have the speed there. He tries the tricks as well to get past. Throw it will be for Western Sydney. Elrich a little bit sore behind play. And we see a yellow card come out of the pocket for Ivan Franjic.
Well, the advantage being played by Alex King. Franjic had the ball run away from him a little bit. Mitch Duke could track back well and got a little touch. And just the follow through on Elrich, who's still a little bit ginger. Against Franjic, the yellow card.
Ball over the line as well. Lionson right on the spot. So goal kick come out for the Glories. We see that one again.
So the touch there takes it away, and it's late and it's high. Franjic can wag the finger. I don't think there's any doubting that deserved the yellow card.
Fornaroli battling there. There's Meredith. Hyundai showing a little bit too much of that to the Wanderers. Yeboah. They build from here. Western Sydney held up after a retreat momentarily. Schlegler. Good vision to spot the run of Georgievski. Able to find a way through to Muller. Kilkenny working hard.
It was a good first touch from Georgievski. Got out his feet, cut in well. It wasn't the pace and the pass across to Muller to reach it. And a simple one. Castro wriggling away again. Come out, finishing the job off.
Georgievski. Wanderers have been forced to do a fair bit of defending through the first 11 minutes. Elrich sends the cross in, but wasted one. Sky that one right over the top of the area.
Certainly overhit. Kamau had come in very early. But Wanderers able to force the ball long and retrieve. I'm sure they'll be happy just to have it for a couple of moments as well. Take the sting out again before looking to go forwards.
Castro and Meredith trying to work in a tight space. Schwegler just waiting for it to roll out. Perth with a great record over the Wanderers of late. They've lost just one of their past 9 against Western Sydney. 3 wins and 5 draws. They're undefeated in their past 5 against the Wanderers. But their home form certainly be a bit of a concern for the Glory. You can see there the last 5. These two sides have gone at it. That 4-3 result here at HBF Park was quite a remarkable one. But Perth this season so far yet to record a victory here. A draw and 2 losses at home is not what the local fans have been accustomed to.
No, it's certainly always been built up as a fortress here at HBF Park. The travel factor going away is always difficult. Getting wins on the road, points on the road should be seen as a bonus for Perth Glory. The bread and butter should be here. Haven't quite been able to recapture that home form. Some disappointing performances as well as the results haven't helped. We really do want to be getting points on the board. Obviously the Asian Champions League games coming up early next year, which will put a huge load on the whole of the squad to try and compete on those 2 fronts.
And the draw during the week for the Champions League. As there you go, the Glory again. Economides will send that one in, but headed away by Yerman. Backus and Elrich both had to think about it. Kilkenny trying to keep it there. Duke working hard. Now Yeboah with some speed, trying to turn away from Hyundai. Roll away from Kamau. How much do you think the Asian Champions League is on the mind of Tony Popovic? Because it is a juggle, as you mentioned, looking at fixtures in the A-League, but he's been there, he's tasted so much success in the Asian Champions League. Again, he'd love to go back and repeat it.
Look, I'm sure that the plans are in place for that time of year, about how they're going to start to look to rest players, to rest and change training loads. I'm not sure there's any practical implementation just yet. Players want to play, still a few weeks away from the tournament starting. So he'll still be looking to put out his strongest side. But then certainly when that campaign starts, with some of the away games to travel, you surely see some squad rotation. Hopefully Australian side's doing well in that competition once again.
Castro free up Hyundai into a bit of space, and a nice ball down the right-hand side for Franjic. He had to scramble to get there, and Suman will collect.
He did well to get there, Van Franjic. He's just skidding away on this slick turf. And the ball held up in the air. Never a nice one for a goalkeeper. Not sure what's happening.
Well, the Wanderers immediately back in the other direction. Duke spotted Georgievski. Sent it in his way. Meredith, his shot blocked. Backus will try one. Plenty of power in the shot, just not the accuracy.
Well, it dropped kindly for him. His first touch probably just didn't set him up as he would have liked. Georgievski trying to play a ball across, and there's the touch there. Just can't get it back onto his right-hand side enough. The ball stays too central. So he has to try and adjust around and ends up hooking the ball wide. Some promising signs from the Wanderers.
Keanu Backus, milestone for him tonight with his 50th A-League appearance. Actually made his debut against the Glory back in round 13 of the 2016-17 season. That's the Wanderers player of the season last season. Ziegler making some pretty heavy contact there with Fornaroli. I'm sure we'll get another look out here. And just a poke in the eye as they went to tangle.
Fornaroli's always looking to initiate the contact with the centre halves when that ball does get played up. This time, Ziegler just trying to get around, probably catches him a little bit too high.
Not all that heavy, just an accidental knock. The Glory trying to catch the Wanderers out there. Franish has got it and sent it back in again. And Fornaroli was waiting for it. Spills now for Castro. And it deflects away for a corner to Perth.
They've been looking for Franish on a number of occasions. That crossfield ball, it is causing problems.
So a second corner for the home side. Kilkenny, near post, flicked on by Murchula. Fornaroli, spectacular. Economides there, and Meredith heads it home. Vutric, in fact it is the man who heads it into the back of the net. Well, they scrambled it in the area, but it was the defender who had pushed up and was the taller target and was able to head it in. And Perth Glory take the lead 1-0.
Well, it was certainly a scramble. It's a good ball in from Kilkenny. And it's Murchula gets the initial touch, but credit Fornaroli. How well he did that to get the ball back in to a dangerous area. Economides couldn't finish it, but as it broke down off the crossbar, Vutric was there to head home. Seaman was already committed. There's nothing he could do. He ended up falling into his lap, but it was too late. The ball was already on the line. Perth Glory take advantage of their good start.
Gregory Vutric, a man from Switzerland, scores his first A-League goal. 25-year-old, happy with that. He was denied last week as he took a shot that skidded through, took a deflection off Delbridge. It was an own goal for Melbourne City, but he's on the score sheet this week, and it is Perth with a 1-0 lead.
They've certainly looked the more dangerous, Perth Glory. Outside of the very, very early chance for the Wanderers. Glory's done the majority of the running, especially the right-hand side. Economides to get outside of Elrich. Castro cutting in from the left. Wanderers now in difficult conditions and up against it in this run of form that they're on.
And on the back foot, away from home. Perth, you'll think, will have a real feel for it now. Fornaroli loses it. Tony Popovic must be pleased, never really gives too much away. He's making a few notes. Marcus babbles up out of his chair. The task for the Wanderers all that more tougher now.
Some notes for half-time for Tony Popovic. It's certainly not what the Wanderers were hoping for. Not enough. Your confidence has been dented with the results over the past few weeks. To now stop a resurgent Perth Glory, to drag yourself back in the game. You need to try and look for an early counter. Goal to put Perth Glory back on the back foot again.
Schweigler for Georgievski. Team sheet for the Wanderers actually had Georgievski playing on the left and Elrich on the right. Elrich on the left there, Bacchus. Slide it back through for Kamau. Put it out by Franic.
They've certainly got the quality going forwards, the Wanderers. There's no doubting that. It's how much of the ball they can get in that final third. Perth Gorey continually dropping back, getting compact when they don't have the ball, making it very hard to break down. Wanderers' best outlets usually on the counter-attack. Trying to use the pace of Kamau, Duke, Yeboah.
Off to the start they were hoping for. Defeated in 8 home games against the Wanderers. Great record against them over here in the West. They're off to a flyer. Several chances really putting the Wanderers under pressure. Here's Bacchus. Forced into a patient build-up. Very compact. Tough team to score against. They conceded the 10 goals so far this season. Here's Elrich. Just trying to curl it in to that top corner.
I think that was a cross gone wrong. Unfortunately, perhaps.
I was trying to give him the benefit.
Playing on that left-hand side gives him the opportunity to cut in. Was looking for Duke on the far post. Just overplayed. Got it all wrong. That was better from the Wanderers. They were patient, as you said. They started to move Glory about. And realistically, that's where they're going to find the spaces wide. The 3 centre halves. Kilkenny one day sitting deep on top of them. The space is out wide. It's just how good you are at being able to commit, find those gaps and then get good delivery into the box.
Mistake there from Bacchus. And Economides lightning quick onto it. Good recovery from Bacchus to win possession back after making the error.
He knew how had to. Totally plays back pass. Certainly an industrious midfielder, Bacchus. Cover the whole ground each game. Want a more willing worker for the Wanderers.
So trying to slide it through. Fornaroli, as usual, trying to hold things up there for Perth. So appealing to the referee for a foul. Advancing now, that's a delightful delivery for Georgievski, and they win the corner there. Really beautifully weighted pass into the path of Georgievski, and it will be a corner for Western Sydney.
Much better build-up play. The Wanderers move the ball across, went in central to create the space out wide. Georgievski just stretching, couldn't quite get enough elevation on the cross. And now an opportunity for the Wanderers from the set piece.
Corner for the Wanderers. Schwegler. Talks him there in Grant for the Glory at the near post. Heading it away. Now back. Georgievski. Will roll away. We're due for a drinks break fairly shortly, given the hot conditions here in the West. In fact, we'll take that right now because it has been extremely hot over the last couple of days in the West, a top of 41 degrees earlier on today. So certainly looking after the welfare of the players out there. It's still just over 33 degrees in Perth as we get another look at that goal to Gregory Vutric.
Well, it's the desperation of Fornaroli to keep that ball alive, to get it back into a central area that makes this goal. It's a good initial flick on. A little bit too heavy, if anything, from Ursula. It's a strong header from Economides. Suman had to dive. He couldn't take a chance that it was going to strike the post, but as soon as it came back out, it was almost on a plate for Vutric, who couldn't miss. He scored his first goal for the club, only just so, sneaking it in off the post, but he doesn't care. Celebrating in glory, deserving of that lead so far.
Chance for Tony Popovic to urge his side on a little more. Not that they need more encouragement, given they've got that early goal on the board. There's Gregory Vutric, Swiss defender. Plenty of experience over in Switzerland. Also played some UEFA Champions League and Europa League as well. Pleased to get his name on the score sheet for his new club. This Babel is going through his mind at the moment.
He was looking very composed, wasn't he? Marcus Babel, Tony Popovic, barking instructions, telling his players where to be. Marcus Babel quite happy to take a much calmer approach.
And the drinks break coming to an end. Players have got some hydration on. Good effort by the supporters here, given the hot conditions. Shout out to the crew. We're here all day today, setting up for the broadcast from midday in sweltering heat. Very tough this afternoon for them, but didn't miss a beat. Back to the action. Muller for Georgievski. Cross straight into Meredith. And the Wanderers starting to have a little more possession. Gloria, tough side to try and break down. Juric. Yaboa. Now Duke. Economides gets a boot in there. Another corner for Western Sydney.
Good persistence from Duke. Stephen on a couple of occasions, always trying to turn, get at his defender. They've been strong from the set pieces so far. Wanderers not short of a bit of tall timber as well.
I thought about playing it in short. Another opportunity here for Western Sydney. Schweiger was in. Duke was there. Bacchus, they scramble. And Reddy will collect. That's a quick release too. I thought he was impeded as he went to drop kick the ball away.
Glory, a little bit lucky from that set piece. Ball was bobbling around everywhere. Reddy trying to get it away quickly. It's just smart. Really from Ziegler, not allowing the quick release. Knew that Perth Glory were getting onto the counter-attack, just did enough to put Liam Reddy off.
Liam Reddy, of course, former Wanderer, 6 matches for them he played, but he's had a great record against them, only lost 3-15 against the Wanderers. Over half an hour. Throw wide. Expecting these conditions, Jamie, there will be a few mistakes made out there that players wouldn't normally make. Concentration levels may drop here or there. So battle fatigue. See another one.
Perfect example right there. You're certainly right. It's such a mental drain as well as the physical to keep yourself at 100% concentration, focus in on the match when struggling to breathe. Dehydration starts to set in. The strategies the clubs out have now to try and prevent that. It's such a tough temperature. It's difficult to do. And as the game continues, it will begin to open up more and more. Wanderers will be hoping to get a goal back before then, because as they look to chase the game, it'll certainly be the onus on them to press more. Wonderful feat by Castro again, just to keep the ball in tight areas.
It's almost just routine for Diego Castro. That sort of footwork. Hasn't quite been at the same level this season as he has the last couple. And he tends to always sort of build into the season.
Well, he does. He had a much longer pre-season this year than previous, but suffered a little bit of injury as well, didn't he, early on? There's no doubting how important he is to this side. He's certainly the barometer for Perth Glory and how well they perform.
Pressure by Western Sydney. Actually, and the throw for Perth, but they're pressing high there.
And they need to pick their moments. They can't press all game. Too high physical toll. Certainly when they Glory start to play backwards and start to play sideways, they need to press and go. Risk and reward of being caught in behind by the long ball forwards.
The challenge over the top there of Economides, who found it, and it was, well, he ran into Schwegler. Glory able to retain it. Here's Castro. Kenny. Mitchell looking for Fornaroli. Duke trying to play it quickly, but it's all the Glory there waiting to accept.
That's the right idea from Duke, just to roll the ball around the corner for Yeboah. Just got the angles wrong. That quick release is where.
Good ball this one as Suman has to come out to collect. As he almost out of the area there as he came forward. Fornaroli certainly asking the question.
There'd be a question over the offside as well. Fornaroli would have to have timed his run perfectly for that one. Suman was out quickly. Not sure there's any real indication the hands were over the line there.
Bacchus. Kilkenny come together in the middle of the park. Bacchus back to his feet quickly.
As Kilkenny tweaked his knee there as well. And there's the long ball. No, and he keeps that well within his box. Fornaroli didn't think so. Kilkenny still on the ground because of the clash of knees as he actually twisted in that challenge.
Certainly driving a bit of pain as soon as they collided. Get a good look at it here. Maybe Bacchus's knee going
Straight in
making
there.
some good contact right into Kilkenny's.
Just opened it out a little bit as well.
Looks okay, spot being a little bit sore. As always, pretty busy near Kilkenny with 11 passes completed already. Almost 500 completed passes for the season so far. Around about that mark of 85%.
Certainly controls the tempo of the game in there. Perhaps just wanted a little bit of a drink as well and a bit more of a break in these conditions.
Why not? Hassled by Hyundai, who gives away the foul. Wanderers want to take it while the Glory was still arguing. Duke curls it in. Put it away by Vutric.
It's great for the Wanderers to take the free kick early, and good for them for being positive, but when the ball's played, it's only come out trying to attack the ball amongst the three Glory centre halves. Not sure Kamau really fancies his chances when that one gets swung in. Need to try and be a little bit more creative around the edge of the box, because the aerial route is unlikely to work with the Perth Glory set as they were.
Lifting ball makes it tough for Franjic. It will be a Wanderers throw. Elrich. They take it quickly. Try and increase the tempo. The Wanderers. Duke in a wrestle. And gives away the foul. A nasty knock to the face last week. Mitch Duke. Plenty of treatment. See two players wrestling there. In search of Castro. Fornaroli. Back with Castro. Out into the path of Franjic. And does take that deflection off Elrich. Another corner coming up for the Perth Glory. As you mentioned, Jamie, Grant Franjic has certainly been a player that they've tried to use going down that right-hand side numerous times this evening.
Well, they've been able to isolate him in space. Economides drifts inside, takes Elrich with him. Opens up then for Franjic to get forwards. Duke can't always get back with him. Gives Glory another chance here.
From the corner, it's Kilkenny. Stings it in, Murchula. In power on the header. Lifts it over the top. It's going to have to be exceptional from that sort of range.
Well, they worked it well. Murchula, I'm not sure if it was intended for him or one day was waiting for the ball at the far post as well. I think he might be trying a volley. Murchula, after getting the goal last week, wants to add to it.
Sermon sends it wide. Throw for Perth. You can see just how engaged Tony Popovic is in the action, as he always is, but he's up on his toes at the moment. He's trying to get his side to resurrect their season after a slow start. Last season's premiers, despite the changes in personnel they have had in the off-season, certainly capable of making a bit of a run.
I think the signings that they brought in, Perth Glory, certainly expected more of them, perhaps with the number of changes. There was always going to be that bedding in period.
He's fired up, Tony Popovic. Despite the 1-0 lead, players might be in for a bit of a serve at half-time.
He wasn't impressed with that long ball, was he? Murchula. Driving of his players, different outward demeanour at least to Marcus Babbel at this point in time.
Demands high standards. Tony Popovic is a perfectionist himself. Really able to escape there through Castro. Meredith lifts it for Fornaroli. Ziegler scuffs it away. It will be a throw for the Glory. Fornaroli trying to let it run. Wanderers try and play out. Yerman. Rich. A little bit of space, but it deflects off Franjic. Kilkenny one day get themselves mixed up. Denied them the chance to get on the attack.
Saved the Wanderers, blushes a little bit as well. The ball giveaway to put the Wanderers back under pressure again.
Economides in a tight space. Castro. Fornaroli wanted it. Castro again, received from Franjic. Now Fornaroli. Duo trying to combine. Fornaroli with some power, and it went straight at Suman.
A difficult angle off a step for Fornaroli. And nicely worked to get that bit of space. Castro, Fornaroli linking up. Interchange of passes, just able to get out of his feet. Not strike it cleanly. Meredith was on the far side screaming for the ball. He was free. Fornaroli only had one idea on his mind.
Muller. Now Duke. The overlap comes from Georgievski. Kamau. Kilkenny working hard to get back, but it will be a corner for Western Sydney.
Certainly had some joy on the right-hand side, Wanderers. Georgievski continuing to get forwards. Kilkenny able to get back. Can they manufacture something now before half-time? Be a great time for the Wanderers to get their tails up.
Schweigler. Cross in. Birchler able to head it away. Birchler, just his second appearance of the season. Injury. He's had to wait for his opportunity. Instant impact against Melbourne City. That powerful header that got himself on the score sheet.
It's a perfect game for a centre-half, isn't it? Score a header, keep a clean sheet. It's what defenders live for. Anything to try and take the headlines away from the strikers for a little bit.
How did I know you were going to enjoy that one? Tick our way towards half-time. Castro. Keep it in, it stays alive. The backfield doesn't work that time from Castro, but they do have the throw. The glory. Castro. Kenny. Now Bacchus. Able to intercept. Away to Georgievski. Blasting it up to Economides. Wasn't able to control it. Danger ball here. Looking to pounce, but the glory away. And now they can try and counter-attack as they're out into a bit of space. Meredith. Now for Castro. There to go Georgievski again. Castro holds it up, back for Meredith. Cross goes in, but overhit. Chases on for Fornaroli. Brings it back to Franjic. Hyundai. Making a run was Castro. It's split in between the two Glory players as Castro sprawls to the turf. And Suman's able to take it. Just a quizzical look from Diego Castro.
Ball comes in. He bumps into him, but there's nothing there. There's contact, but nothing more than that.
3 minutes of time added on in this first half. It's Gregory Vutric with the goal in the 18th minute. That has given the Glory the lead they currently enjoy. Now, Bacchus spots Duke. Franjic able to get there, but concedes another corner.
He did enough, Franjic. Duke was just waiting for the ball to drop, to try and take on his chest rather than attack in the air with the header. Picturesque night here at HBF Park.
Beautiful sunset this evening. Players are looking forward to the break in these hot conditions. Will there be a late equaliser in this first half for Western Sydney? Shirkless corner fell in short. Kamau skies that one right over the top.
He's waiting a long time there, Kamau, for that one to drop. It's been closed down quickly. He's just trying to drop in to that near post. Economides with the header away. Kamau deciding, having to take the strike early because of the pressure from Kilkenny. You could hear them ready as well when the ball was being thrown back by the ball boy behind the goal to slow it down. Take your time. He's happy to take an extra few seconds off the clock.
Moroli earns a foul. Trying to take a few seconds off the clock as well.
Fornaroli was already on his way down there before Yerman got to him. Just helped complete the job.
He's taking the time to get into position. Played it into Castro. Economides comes up with it. Deft move once and then twice. Eventually denied as it's played away. Perth try and push for another before the break. Franjic, sure if the intended target was Murchler down there, and Meredith just stepping on the heel there of Kamau. And that will do it for the half here at HBF Park. Sweltering conditions. It is. Tony Popovich has certainly been fired up through the first 45, but it was Gregory Vutric, after a scramble on the goal line, and was able to head it home for his very first A-League goal, and that's how it is at halftime. It's Perth Glory 1, Western Sydney 0. Diego Castro, the Spanish maestro, has been enjoying the warm conditions out there tonight. He's a two-time glory, most glorious player, Johnny Warren medalist, getting back to some of his best form this evening. He's always got all of the tricks, and he's getting a lot more involved tonight so far, Jamie Hunworth.
He has, and I think it's been that combination centrally. This shows it with Fornaroli. That's the real pick of it. And those two link up and able to find those bits of space in front of the Wanderers' back four. That's a joy to watch.
He's always a joy to watch, is Diego Castro. 2 shot assists so far tonight, a passing accuracy of 88%. And he's getting that involved. The opposition teams get very, very nervous. And the Wanderers are feeling a little nervous at the moment. A 1-0 deficit at the break. Glory scoring through Gregory Vutric in the first half. Previous to that, the Wanderers only conceded 2 first-half goals. As we get set to get underway, but Diego Castro not quite ready to go. Still just doing up the bootlaces. And we are underway in the second half. We'll have a chat with Tony Popovic shortly. Potentially the Glory manager down there. Certainly animated in that first half. He's got his mind on the game, and we are back underway. Glory be feeling pretty comfortable with proceedings. They created a number of chances in that first half.
I'm sure they're comfortable with what the scoreline is at the moment, but at 1-0, still the danger that Wanderers can get themselves back into this game. Just so the Wanderers have made a change as well, with Alexander Meyer coming in. And Kamau being sacrificed. Looks like Yeboah coming over to the right-hand side. And a bit more tall timber through the centre. Spoke in the first half about those crosses coming in, and Wanderers not really having anyone there to attack them. Well, they've now got the man there.
He's downstairs earlier. Standing next to Alex Meyer. Very tall man. I'm vertically challenged, but he stands 196 centimetres, so he's certainly going to be a threat.
The Wanderers need to come out and start this half well. Second goal for Perth Glory would make it very difficult for the Wanderers to get back into this. The longer the game goes, and these conditions that they have to press and try and get the game back level, just create more and more chances for Perth Glory.
Still just over 31 degrees in the west, approaching 8 o'clock at night. Stretch of 4 days in a row over 40. Top of 41 degrees earlier on today. It's been tremendously hot. Certainly tough conditions out there for the players this evening. I feel a little refreshed after the break. Interesting to see what the energy levels are like as we get through the match. Especially Marcus Babbel making an early substitution.
The recovery and the techniques used by the clubs now far beyond what it used to be of a wet towel slapped on your head at half-time with the ice vests, and there's the slushies and everything else that goes along with it.
Schweigler through to Bacchus. Here's Duke. Lifting ball over the head, though, of Yeboah. Georgievski able to retrieve it. Was he guarded by Meredith and couldn't find a path through. Georgievski, the quick throw in. Schweigler. Bacchus getting involved. They love an early one to start this second half. The Wanderers get themselves back into it. Changing his mind a couple of times there. Ziegler will lift it up. Murchula able to head it down. Glory can try and build something. Always so tricky, Castro, but he does give up possession here. Georgievski on the burst, one day working hard and neatly done by the Spaniard.
It was, had to work back well. Slid in with the wrong foot, so had to time it to perfection.
Still an opportunity here. Hyundai did enough to put Schwagler off. Bacchus just finding a way through. Not a bad cross in either, but only Franjic was there, taking the safer option of just putting it out for a corner, not taking any chances. A nice little run there from Bacchus as well.
It wasn't as all he could really do. He was quickly running out of space, just had to stand the ball up to the far post. Duke had come inside, expecting something whipped across the face. A chance now for the Wanderers.
Corner for Western Sydney. Schwagler there, Meyer the target. Muller was right there. Franjic hadn't got a boot on it. The flag is up. Importantly done there by Ivan Franjic, because Muller was just waiting to turn it home.
It's the danger of Meyer, and Muller was offside. Perth Glory had pushed out well and kept that high line. It's a dangerous thing to do, but if it's executed well, it's very hard to counter when balls are getting flicked on.
Yeah, that extra height of Meyer certainly coming in handy there. Bacchus, Yeboah. Georgievski, Meyer the target again. Chillon's right on his shoulder. Here's Yeboah. A couple of repeat chances here for the Wanderers in the early stages of this second half. Slip there from Grant. Muller onto it. Meyer waiting, and again an important touch from Ivan Franjic denies the Wanderers. Kilkenny a little sloppy, gives it back. Conceded the foul too.
Well, was frustrated as well. He seemed the most likely target for Muller to slip it through to.
A bright start this by the Wanderers to the second half. Trying to find a way back into the match. Conceded 18 minutes in. A header from Gregory Vudrich. With Glory, plenty of chances in the first half, but a sharp start here by Western Sydney.
I'm sure it's exactly what Marcus Babbel would have wanted as well. Perth Glory would have had to expect the Wanderers to come out with a bit of venom and fire.
Georgievski did well to keep that in. Now Castro, it may open up here for the Glory, because it's Chris Economides. Erich just got a cross in front. Fortaroli still going. Blocked by Yerman. Fortaroli slides in. Economides just took half a second too long to pull the trigger.
Nearly got away there, Perth Glory. It was a poor knockout from Suman.
He's got it back again. A couple of times Suman has given it away. And here's Franjic. Castro was the target. Suman out this time, collects comfortably.
Much more confident take when the ball was in the air. Distribution by feet hasn't been the strongest from the young goalkeeper.
Suman thrust into the action with Daniel Lopar, who has been exceptional this season. One of the best keepers in the league. Made some incredible saves, but out ill tonight. Look at the speed here of Duke on the burst for Western Sydney. It almost took a deflection. That could have gone in the back of the net as an own goal from the Glory. Duke trying to square it up.
It's a lovely ball, a good run, and he outpaced Franjic on the far side. Is just that final touch. He couldn't get it back across to cut in towards goal. He almost outpaced his fellow strikers as well.
He was so far out in front, he had no support on the follow. It's a lovely ball forward. Duke's quick. Already went it back. Vutric. Bacchus will try and chase it down. Economides battle. Bacchus comes up with it. There between Georgievski and Ziegler. Ziegler Nico has it back. Both sides a little sloppy getting the ball away. Fornaroli holds things up and then was clipped. A bit of pain as well. Merriman has a bit to say about the situation.
Ball gets played up. There's no free kick there. Fornaroli's holding as much as Yerman is. He's just able to keep the ball in close. As Georgievski catches him on the right ankle. Just a little clip as he goes past.
Glory making a substitution there as well, catching everyone off guard. Neil Kilkenny, surprisingly, having a seat, so is there perhaps an injury concern there for Kilkenny? Jack Brimmer, who's onto the pitch.
Could be back to the knee that he injured. I had seen to in the first half.
Maybe just wanted to see how it would go after the restart. So both managers making a couple of early changes here. Grant scrambled to recover it. Jack Brimmer. Onto the pitch, just his third appearance of the season. Recently becoming a father. Here's Castro. Twisting, turning. Still playing keepy off there with Georgievski. Hyundai. Economides. Franjic waiting. Back into Castro. This touch was nice. And now across. And this time it's Meredith and Georgievski with a great block to save the day for the Wanderers. Meredith was picking out that bottom right-hand corner.
Fairly threw himself at that, didn't he? Complete commitment. As the ball came out, that was travelling. Meredith off the boot. Seaman had already started moving.
It's a tremendous block by Georgievski. Real desperation to deny the Glory. And a foul there in the middle of the park as Brimmer picks himself up.
Brimmer's sharp little turn. Ball goes a fair distance away.
Perth want to take it quickly. Not allowed to do so. German having a fairly animated discussion with Alex King. There's more than a bit going on after the restart. Temper's certainly a chance of flaring up in warm conditions such as this. Ball played too high from Vutric over to Meredith. There's now Kilkenny on the bench. The thinker.
Interesting to see what the reasons are for his withdrawal. The Wanderers have done well so far in the second half. He's regained the ball off Perth Glory quite quickly. Forcing Glory to go long on a lot of occasions. It's giving them a chance to play, get themselves forward and get in some dangerous areas.
Well, some contact there, and it will be a yellow card for Bruno Fornaroli.
It's one day with the challenge, the late one. This is coming across and the stud's down onto the top of the foot. It certainly stings. As he said, perhaps just temper's starting to fray.
Afraid to pick up a yellow or two as Hyundai. Somehow it skidded its way through to Yeboah. Georgievski loses it. And here is Hyundai in the Glory. Want to get on the break. Fornaroli, his first touch, put himself in some trouble. The Wanderers are able to get back, but it will be a throw for Perth.
Scrambled there, the Wanderers, didn't they? Backus throwing himself at the ball as well. starting to open up this game.
Castro slides it through to the advantage of Meredith. He wants it. Economides rising, but it goes across the face. Goalmouth was beckoning. Economides couldn't get it on target.
It's wonderful from Castro, the little Megs on Georgievski. The ball stood up beautifully by Meredith. And Elrich has got a tough position there. Economides has got the jump on him. He's got the run up. Elrich can only hope he can get enough height to try and put him off. Economides just couldn't guide the ball into that far corner.
Now the Wanderers get it moving. All that plays through. The flag is up for Yeboah. He wants to go around, ready. And eventually, the whistle is blown. Yeboah goes down, ready. Walks straight past him. The flag was up nice and early.
It was. Have a look again, though, because it's been given as a penalty. I'm not sure the VAR could intervene if the decision was wrong. It seems to be half a step too far. Yeboah, just pass was just delayed a little bit. Couldn't hold his run enough.
Creating a few more chances, the Wanderers in the second half.
The ability of Meyer to hold that ball up centrally. It's released Yeboah onto this right-hand side.
Straight back through for Brimmer. Meredith, now by Georgievski.
Just protecting the ball enough. Just catching him.
Fornaroli holding things up. Meredith on the follow. Able to pinch it, but couldn't slide it past the keeper. So trying to release quickly. Filbert was quickly onto it. Glory looking to pounce again. Economides, Franic. Back for Economides, but Bacchus happy enough to see it roll away.
Very clever from Bacchus, and for all the good work that the Wanderers are doing, Perth Glory is still looking dangerous going the other way. Meredith certainly eyeing up a goal on a couple of occasions. Again, for the stats, 4 shots for Perth Glory in this second half. Doesn't quite tell the story of the possession, but Glory more effective with it.
Good ball from Meyer. For Georgievski, going to send the early cross in, but it was a poor ball. Starting to open up more end-to-end than it was in the first half. Castro working in a tight space as he does so well. Rimmer, Hyundai. Friedrich. Western Sydney coming into tonight there. 2 goals conceded in the first half, was the fewest of any side in the competition. So their first halves been good. They conceded tonight in the 18th minute. From a stats point of view, 9 of their 11 goals conceded have come in the second half. They're certainly giving the Glory some chances, but creating some as well. Here might be another opportunity for the Glory. Here's Fornaroli driving towards goal and sending it high.
Created a little bit of space for himself. Ball was set much better than it was. And he shot from that type of range in the first half. Just foot underneath the ball, couldn't get it on target. He's frustrated with himself. Again, the Wanderers giving up cheap possession.
See their second halves so far this season. They scored the 5 but conceded 9. Definitely cause for concern. Second 45. As mentioned a couple of times, they've started brightly. There's a mistake from Meredith, who Gives away, very cheap corner.
They tried to play out on a couple of occasions. Meredith playing into Brimmer, getting it back. Just trying to find Grant in behind. A very cheap corner to give away.
Right. Meyer will be a threat. Schwegler sends it in. Massive bodies there. It was headed away by Merchula. Ulrich tries to pop it back in over the top.
You have to credit Perth Glory for how quickly they pushed up out of the box there. Schwegler trying to get himself back on side. Ulrich was hoping he'd be able to duck back in. Due to how disciplined Glory were, how quickly they pushed out. It's just a harmless ball in the end.
Crash into the back of Diego Castro and Schwegler.
It's a decision in the first place. Krzyzewski then trying to delay the ball being retrieved. And his usual role is...
Again, Perth try and take it quickly. They're not allowed to. They'll reset and have to go again. Diego still talking things over. It's Jake Brimmer. He's going to loft the ball in. Curls it. Meyer heads it down, and it's Alex Grant on the follow. The defender crashing through and punishing the ball into the back of the net. An unlikely goal scorer for the Glory, and isn't he delighted with it? And it's the two defenders on the score sheet for Perth this evening, and it's now the Glory 2, Wanderers 0.
It's another set piece, another scrappy set piece that's the Wanderers undoing. It's a good ball in from Brimmer to start with, but then the Wanderers were all at sea. Richard Duke, I think it is, who lets Grant go. It's a good first touch to keep the ball moving in front of him, keep the momentum going, and then as it drops to his left foot, there's no thought of anything else. He wants to keep it low and keep it hit hard, and he does that. It was close to Seaman, but there was no chance of him getting down. And a fantastic finish from Alex Grant.
His third goal in his 71st A-League appearance for Alex Grant. His first goal since the 2016-17 season. And you see Perth Glory leading 2-0. You wouldn't have thought it would be Gregory Vutric and Alex Grant, the two who are on the score sheet.
I'm sure Fornaroli and Economides Castro will want to be scoring now. The last thing they want to hear about all week is the defenders propping the team up in the goal-scoring charts. Perth Glory will take a home victory any way they can, that's for sure. The Wanderers now with a difficult task.
Oh, that was going on a substitution for the Wanderers. And the youngster, Daniel Wilmering, into the action. Expensive Tarek Elrich. As they send it in towards Meyer. Schwegler gets it down. Iboa almost held back there. Still a chance here. Georgievski. Ball went straight at the keeper in ready.
I can understand the idea of Georgievski trying to get the ball in first time. George had some well-deserved water. But the execution just wasn't good enough from the Wanderers fullback.
After a bright start to this second half, concede another. Send this one up towards Yeboah. Grant heads it away. Brimmer getting involved too. Hyundai there to help out. Strong work by Duke. Schweigler. Here is Wilmering. Fresh off the bench. Yeboah rising. Grant with the size. Bootrich will just play it out.
Good tracking from Alex Grant there. Thought he'd get an easy head in. Grant doing the job at both ends of the field.
Meyer able to bring it down, and almost there the Wanderers. A great chance there for Meyer. Bootrich overcommitting, fell to Meyer, just couldn't get it past Reddy.
Well, he used his body so well. What a great first touch to set that. And Reddy hasn't had a lot to do tonight. He had to be down very sharply to his left-hand side to keep that one out. Wonderful play from Meyer.
Scored plenty of goals in the Bundesliga through his career. There's Alex Meyer using all of his experience there. Brimmer fouled. That goal to Alex Grant. The Wanderers have now conceded multiple goals in 5 straight games for just the second time in club history. Another second half goal conceded as we head to another drinks break. So we'll have a look at all the action so far. Marcus Babbel gets a chance to chat to his side and see what they can come up with in the last 20 minutes as we get another look at the first one. Quite acrobatics from Fornaroli, and then Bootrich was there to head it home.
It was wonderfully done by Fornaroli. Just wanted to keep that ball alive at all costs, but the Wanderers had switched off defensively. Certainly ball watching. And Bootrich, with the simplest of headers, and made a little bit of hard work at it. And again, another set piece. It's Duke on this occasion, just switching off, lets Alex Grant get the wrong side of him. The ball drops, and Alex Grant is delighted with the finish. And easily makes it Perth Glory 2-0.
After the game, you're not going to be able to wipe that smile off his face for a while, I wouldn't think. And you can see there the stat from Perth when they lead it 2-0, 65 wins, 6 draws and 0 losses from this position. Particularly under Tony Popovic, you wouldn't expect Tony Popovic's side to be giving up a lead. And there is Alex Grant just enjoying a moment with the crowd.
Not sure he wanted that one caught on camera as such. Might cop a little bit from the boss and from the other players around that one. Marcus Babbel certainly not a smile on his face. The Wanderers have been better in this second half. Meyer has certainly given the forward option. Perth Glory has made them pay at 2-0. Don't think Perth Glory will be in too much of a hurry. They will be trying to keep that ball as often and for as long as possible.
Fornaroli loses out there amongst a couple of Wanderers. Schweigler on the burst. Grant full of confidence, certainly taking the game on after scoring a goal. Ball's around for possession. It will be a throw to the Glory. Talking about Marcus Babbel just then, there's been plenty talked about him and his position at the Wanderers. They've certainly loaded up heading into this season. They made such a great start. What's your assessment, Jamie, of his position at the moment at the Wanderers and how things are playing out?
Look, I think he's still in a safe position. Not sure anything would be gained by looking to replace him at this stage.
Talk more about that in a moment as Georgievski just takes a heavy touch there, trying to go around Meredith.
It's a huge turnover of players for the Wanderers. They've been in a bit of a transition, haven't they, for the past couple of seasons. They need a little bit of stability in what they do. I'm sure that despite the early season results, there needs to be some more time given for this squad to gel, for them to improve. Marcus Babbel should be given the opportunity to lead that.
Marcus Babbel, the 4th manager at the Wanderers. Of course, Tony Popovic was there for 5 seasons and they had so much success. Fox there in for a short period of time, and then Josip Gombout as well for Marcus Babbel took over. Looking here for the speed of your bowler. There's a Glory player down in midfield. It's Hyundai. He's clutching at his face, so being ready. The ball straight over the sideline.
He's got the sandwich, was it? His back is jumping, winning the ball. Eyes only for the ball. Hyundai get caught underneath, unfortunately. It's a good, strong challenge.
It's a heavy landing as well for Hyundai. Knocked to the back of the head and then certainly landed awkwardly as well. Concern for the head and neck there of Hyundai. Popovich and Hayden Fox there as well, just talking things over in case a substitution is needed to be made. He's definitely feeling the effects of it. Hyundai being checked out by the physio, but looks like he's got the green light to continue. So have a look at the live ladder. Glory looking to move their way up the table as much as they can. The Wanderers slide as it stands, continuing.
It's incredible, isn't it? 2 games ago, Perth Glory at the bottom of the table. Just shows how tight and how competitive the A-League is this season. The Wanderers thankful for their early season form. Just be slipping outside of the top 6 at this stage.
Sydney FC, of course, looking so strong, but from there it's really a logjam through the middle part of the table. So every match is so vitally important. And wins can certainly see you jump up a couple of places. Another substitution for the Glory. Chris Economides, his night is done. He's going to take the long way around to the bench, and Joel Chianese into the action.
I'm sure Economides won't mind the long walk in front of the shed as well. Show their appreciation. Chianese, a little bit of spark and some pace again into the game. Threaten the Wanderers in behind their back 4.
Greenwich spots Castro, headed it down, trying to find Fornaroli. The applause as Chris Economides does make his way behind the goals in front of the shed. Glory supporters. Castro. Brimmer. Come up with it. Smaller crowd in tonight than usual. Put that down mainly to the heat that's been around today. Tough conditions to come out and watch. Still making some noise. The locals have braved the heat. Georgievski's got it. So Wanderers are allowed to play. Yeboah runs straight into Grant. Get a throw. There's Schwegler battling a bit of cramp there.
It's a good challenge. And then just the knee. Shin of Meredith. To Schwegler as well, who's picked himself up.
Throw away by Grant. Meyer got the knock to the back of the head there. It was a collision between the two of them. Referee Alex King just wants to check on the welfare of both players who headbutted each other, lack of a better term, as they went for that aerial challenge. That's the one just after. Let's see here, it's the clash of heads.
There's the risky runners at big centre forward and a big centre half. Both players none the worse for wear. Being told he has to exit the playing field as the trainers came on.
We'll see a substitution. That is happening as well. Schwegler, his night is over, and Nick Sullivan getting to the action. His 5th appearance of the season for the 21-year-old. Sullivan out there. Meyer does come across to the sidelines. Have to wait there with Alex Grant, just going through the process. Eventually they're let back on.
Just a formality, really. With the new rules with the drop ball, Perth Glory get the ball back uncontested.
Glory, the fresh legs of Chianese. Trying to make a run through some of the traffic. Back now with Brimmer. Just drops it back in for Chianese. Wasn't too far away from being able to get a shot away. Now Castro. Lovely from Diego Castro. So beautifully balanced. Glory, as a result, maintain possession and are able to formulate another attack. A bit awkward there from Georgievski. Soon able to come and gather it. Thoughts on the performance from the Glory tonight? Jamie, they're building. It's been a slow build to start this season, but they keep showing flashes of what they are capable of.
They do, and there's certainly been some good moments of football.
So out for Yeboah. Grant right there with him as well, working hard. And throw deep in that corner for the Wanderers.
Some of the football they played, the interlinking between Castro, Fornaroli. Franjic has been good going down the right as well.
Meyer and Grant almost clash heads again as Castro plays it away.
Defensively, they've been solid. One or two chances aside. They've been able to hold the Wanderers off at arm's length. They've been disciplined. I'm sure Tony Popovic will be satisfied with the performance so far in difficult circumstances.
All the way through was Bacchus. Hyundai too far out in front of Chianese. Get one back here, Western Sydney. Wilmering. Not a bad cross, it was an awkward one. Ferretti had to tip it over the bar, so it will be a corner for the Wanderers. Not sure he was trying to play it that close to the goal mouth. Daniel Wilmering, but Reddy had to make sure that it didn't just drift in.
Just a little rebound off the crossbar as well.
Bacchus trying. That wasn't far away at all. Wanderers thought it took a touch off the Glory, but it will be a goal kick.
It certainly seemed to move like it got a touch.
They caught Perth napping here, playing it in short.
And it did. It's a clear touch from Castro. That one's been missed by the officials. It just seems to be the sort of night that the Wanderers are having.
Sort of season, unfortunately, for the Wanderers since at least round 4. Still a long way to go. And turn things around. Bacchus trying to slide it through. Plays the advantage. Now Yeboah. Erase it.
It's a poor strike. It's probably not the right option from that distance as well. Wasn't set well enough. Seen more of the ball in this second half, Yeboah, than he did in the first. Hasn't been able to take enough of his opportunities Certainly a foul there. The advantage was played. I think Muller realistically wanted the free kick from there and perhaps try his luck. It wasn't to be.
Fighting hard to try and take it away, but it had crossed over the line, so it'll be a throw for the Glory. On track, a 2-0 lead as it stands to register their first victory at home for the season. Really surprising form they've had here at HBF Park so far. Conceded late against the Raw. Right back at the start of the season. Came over the draw there, and then a loss to the Mariners certainly sent some shockwaves through. First time in a long time the Mariners had won over in this part of the world. Of course, Sydney, great record against everyone, almost everywhere. And across as well, and got the job done. So, fourth home game of the season. Perth may finally take full points from a home match.
You can't say it's not deserved. Again, the possession stats look to be in favour of Wanderers. The total performance certainly been clinical, ruthless and efficient from Perth Glory.
I'm going to bring it up just because they were so dominant here at home last season. It was such a surprise to see the way they had started, particularly here at home. Wanderers will be a fifth straight loss if it stays like this for Western Sydney. They started with 3 wins, a draw against the Raw, but since then the losses are mounting. A chance here. Duke. Find an opportunity. Bacchus. Final ball. Don't know how to find a way through. There's a foul here though. So stay with Western Sydney. Ziegler foul. They can pinch one back, the Wanderers. It'll make for a dramatic final few minutes here, but Glory have looked comfortable in defence for most of the evening. Still got it, Sullivan. Now Bacchus, Wilmering. Nervy moments here for the Glory defence. Grant this time heads it away. It's back with Duke. Bacchus. Muller. He's in a bit of a wrestle as the ball rolled past. Sent out. Still another throw though for Western Sydney. Castro able to retain it. Back still harassing him. The experience wins out. He's still going. Diego Castro. Eventually the whistle blows. Stares him down as well. Shares a smile with Bacchus. Diego Castro using all his experience and showing the youngster a thing or two as they share a gesture.
Well, certainly Bacchus will learn from these encounters and get better and better as a player. The arms went up in exasperation. Almost as if trying to figure out how to get the ball off Diego Castro.
A few players trying to figure that out, I think. 37 years of age, Diego Castro. I think Bacchus will just be absorbing as much as he can from watching him go to work. Certainly got a bright future ahead. Duke, Meyer, out for Wilmering. Chance here for the Wanderers. Wilmering cuts it back, tees it up. Bacchus stings it, but it goes wide.
Well, Wilmering did very well Not sure that was the option that Yeboah and Meyer were asking him for, to cut that ball back to Bacchus. They wanted that ball played in the box, and a wild strike, unfortunately, for the Wanderers again.
It's Western Sydney's next 5. Home to Western United in round 11, then away to Adelaide. Got the Roar, the Phoenix, and then they'll host the Glory in round 15. Not really too many easy matches at all on the way through, so it's a tough run, really, whoever you play.
It is. We'll certainly be looking forward to getting back at home in front of their crowd. Such a wonderful stadium as well. Trying to put things right for this season.
Georgievski. Searching for Muller, but it's out for a throw to the Wanderers. Tony Popovic still up out of his seat, as he has been for most of the evening. Here's Sullivan making a little run, and they will earn a corner here. Takes a touch off Meredith. Sullivan working hard, coming on as a substitute in this second half. Youth player originally, spent a bit of time overseas. Made his Wanderers debut in the FFA Cup against the Glory, as that one is headed away. It will be another goal kick for the Glory. Coming into tonight, Perth was only on 9 points after the 8 games, which is their lowest total since the 2015-16 season. To that point, on track to pick up another 3 here. Just the 4 minutes of time added on. So they're starting to make a bit of a surge up the table in the last season's premiers. Bacchus. His turn there, close to Hyundai. Meyer. Bacchus again. Neatly done. Meyer off the bench in every match so far this season for the Wanderers. Of course, coming in as an injury replacement, yet to play in a victory for Western Sydney. Played away. Talking about there as he goes to take this corner, yet to play in a victory for the Wanderers. Here's Jacob Trapp, come on as well. James Meredith will take a seat for the final 2 minutes of this one. Jacob Trapp out there, of course, spent some time at Sydney FC last season. Straight at Reddy, who parries it away for Neroli. Chianese getting involved. Muller again. Sends it back in. Meyer. He headed it on, but couldn't get it past Liam Reddy. He's on track for a second consecutive clean sheet. Trying to play a bit of keepy off, but the Wanderers have it back as we roll towards a conclusion here in the West. Georgievski still with plenty of run. Sullivan out wide for Wilmering. Perth looking back on track after a slow
1, 2, 3,
start
4
to the season.
Yeah.
There's Georgievski rising high, landed a little awkwardly. It's with Sullivan. Bacchus up to Yeboah. A tough night for him, and maybe just tweaked the ankle as he went down low there. The Glory are on the break. They want to add a third. Castro's got it. Trapp surging down the left-hand side to substitute, but just coming onto the pitch. The first touch was poor. Great opportunity there to make it 3 for the Glory. The dying seconds of this fixture. Hot, humid, tough conditions. Trap fresh legs onto the park, but not able to take the touch there. That would see a shot at goal. Here's Georgievski trying to curl one in as that's headed away, and that will do it at HBF Park. Tony Popovic sees a second straight victory for his side as the Perth Glory try to make a surge up the table. It's a 5th consecutive loss for the Western Sydney Wanderers, and their good start to the season is certainly slipping away. It was the 2 defenders on the score sheet tonight, though, for the Glory, and Vutric and Alex Grant. The final score here, Perth Glory 2, Western Sydney 0. Alex Grant certainly delighted with the goal that he was able to score in the second half to put the result beyond doubt. He'll be enjoying that one all week as we head downstairs to Jamie Harnwell.
Well, Poppy, you must be delighted with the performance tonight in difficult conditions.
Yeah, I wouldn't say delighted with the performance. I think definitely delighted with the result. Yeah, it was tough out there, and I think credit to both teams for trying to do the best they can in difficult conditions to play at a tempo that is possible. It was tough, but we showed some real character. To win 2-0, keep a clean sheet, and Wanderers were good value for the game as well.
First home win this season, was that a real focus coming into this game?
I wouldn't say that there was a focus about winning the first game. I think we just wanted to continue on from last week. It is different playing at home. We wanted the players to try and relax and not put the extra pressure on themselves. So it was important to find the way to win today, and I'm very happy they did that.
And a couple of clean sheets, that must be really heartening as a coach who prides himself so much on the defensive work.
Yeah, I think any successful team prides themselves on defensive work, and last week was a start, and today you can see we still lack fitness with a lot of players, but they'll gain a lot from that, and another clean sheet, so the confidence builds.
And the combination between Castro and Fornaroli in the first half especially really started to build in those central areas. You must be very happy around that.
Yeah, it's just a shame we didn't get a second goal earlier, which really would have opened the game up, but they showed a lot of desperation in blocking shots, and the keeper made some good saves that really kept them in it, so something to work on.
Great, thank you very much.
Well, Tony Popovic there, of course, the Perth Glory manager. Well, the first goal that they scored tonight was by that man, Gregory Vutric, and it was a pretty good piece of work, particularly from Bruno Fornaroli. He used all his athleticism to keep the ball alive, and then Economides headed it into the post, and Gregory Vutric was on the spot to head it home. Right in the top corner there from Economides. Vutric very happy with that. Of course, the Swiss defender, his first goal in the Hyundai A-League. Sermon was desperately trying to defend it. And Alex Grant was over there to celebrate with his defender. And he was going to be doing a little bit of celebrating a little bit later on as well. But Gregory Vutric, he thought he had a goal last week against Melbourne City, but it was an own goal in the end to Harrison Delbridge. He's on the score sheet this week. Alex Grant, of course, on the score sheet as well, but the man who scored the first goal is down with Jamie Harnwell.
Well, Greg, you thought you had a goal last week, you didn't.